They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful, so let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
Hey guys, my name is CONSTRUCTOR'S and this is our video, and finally we've been told about
at key points in the season, drivers who are due to end their current contracts may choose
we've been told
to move between
about
teams
the
or
regulation
even go into
change,
retirement.
as well as some
I'll
other
send you an
exciting
email
news.
each
We've
time
got
I
a
make
driver's
that
change
to
for the
be
first
abreast of
time in
any
this
changes.
F1 2019 career mode. But it's going to look a bit strange as we have a driver change. It's going to be complete driver. We've got Roman Grosjean going to Alfa Romeo and Weber going to Haas. Weber going to Haas isn't going to look that weird, but Roman Grosjean in an Alfa Romeo racing suit and an Alfa Romeo is going to look a bit weird. Also, Grosjean in my KBX Gaming this video, well, career mode. I'm sorry for ruining it, Caden, but he moved to Mercedes, so great for Grosjean. What am I saying? I don't know. But there you go. Aerodynamics has been confirmed as the department that is going to be failing or getting changed. So we're going to purchase a shit ton of new upgrades. The first 6 upgrades are going to be protected for the aerodynamic upgrades. But yeah, it's going to take us until the end of the season, especially with those new upgrades we bought. Hopefully they are on the car before we go to Thingamabob. But in practice, we're trying to push as hard as we can with this car. No downforce, losing the back end through Degner 1, and we go into the gravel and into the barrier. But after practice, we get a pretty decent amount of resource points, and this is obviously going to go towards saving those aerodynamic parts. That's what all the all the resource points is going to go towards in this career mode for the rest of the season, at least. Yeah, we're up to 400 and something resource points, so that's easy enough to. Well, that's like a good enough amount. But yeah, reputation's gone down with other cars because we didn't complete everything, and we didn't go fastest and stuff. But yeah, I also keep getting moaned at for not doing practice 1, 2 and 3. And only doing practice 1. Well, I don't see why it matters, you know. But yeah, we've got to get 1 clean race and we get 400 extra resource points, so hopefully that can happen in this Grand Prix, so we don't have to worry about it going into what's the next Grand Prix? The Mexican Grand Prix. I was going to say the USA Grand Prix, but it's changed for this year. We are only 15 points away from being able to instantly get in that, protecting that major front wing cascade aerodynamic upgrade, but I don't know if we're going to go for that just yet. We're going to go for that minor upgrade. I'm not sure. But we have got 8 more to go, /10 to fix, so yeah, it's going to be a pain in the ass, this, to be honest. But yeah, let's go. We've adapted another part though, but let's go into qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix, where apparently the AI are overpowered around this track.
Welcome to Japan and the impressive Suzuka track for today's qualifying session, where we should be underway shortly. This is the kind of track that eats rear tyres for breakfast, or so I'm told by more experienced drivers than myself.
Lots of low-speed exits means the rears are in for a lot of punishment. It's all too easy to spin them up coming out of a corner too aggressively. It might look great for us as spectators, as we love to see a car driven beyond its limits, but it's not going to result in a great long-run pace.
Here we are in qualifying, setting our first lap time. We set a 1:31.9, going slower than Hamilton, but we're actually faster than Grosjean, to be honest. But this is our last lap in Q1. Hopefully we can get through. We're currently P19, just in front of Sainz, but going down the start-finish straight. We're already down, we're going faster though. Now we're into the green, going through the first turn and now the second turn, which tightens up. You could break halfway between the both of them. Turn 1's flat out, I can tell you that now, that's easy. With these aerodynamic upgrades as well, this sector isn't as good as F1 Force India from F1 2018, because that was a beast around these corners, but that was so nice to drive that car, and I wish our Williams was just as good. But through the first sector, easy peasy, you're up by nearly a tenth and a half, I think that says, through Degner 1, cutting the corner, going a little bit wide, and now going through Degner 2, up by a couple of attempts. I think that's like 2 or 3. Now it's to the hairpin, braking, going a little bit deeper, like not hitting the apex. I don't think that was the apex. Losing the back end on the exit is fine anyway, because we're not going to go. It's not like we're going to get into Q3, Q2. I mean, 1/10 we're up by, but it's going down slowly as we had that really bad exit and then losing the back end out the hairpin. Now the left-hander, double left-handers here. I'm not sure the spoon curve. Yeah, that's 60. You lose the back end so much if you go on the curve on the apex there, on the exit down this long straight heading up to 130R. I think we're actually less than a tenth up on our previous lap time, so this is definitely not going to be an improvement by much. Through 130R, easy, flat out. Now the chicane, clipping the apex, going a bit deeper before the left-handed bit. Now around the final corner, over the little bump, out of VRS, up to the line. It's going to be P20, like I thought. Oh, it's so annoying. That is so frustrating. And the AI is just so good. Oh my god. But George Russell doesn't actually get through, so it's not the end of the world for that aspect. But yeah, Lance Stroll as well didn't get through, so that's, I don't know, it's all good. We are actually going to be out-qualified by both our rivals there, so only 1 point ahead of George Russell and only 3 points ahead of Albon now. Going into the race, I want to be beating both of them, because I'm definitely not going to get points like Singapore. I got less chance of getting points in this Grand Prix than I have of Singapore. And that is saying something. Singapore was diabolical. This is going to be even worse. So, hopefully it doesn't happen. And hopefully, yeah, hopefully we can just get some points. We're going to go cautious into turn 1 and 2. That's going to be carnage. And try and overtake cars out the inside is going to be carnage as well. Because the best line to take through turn 1 is the racing line. And yeah, it's going to be a completely dry race, to be honest. We might try and do the one stop. Depending on what is crack-a-lacking, but we've got 284 resource points. We might be able to get another minor upgrade protected going into to be able to confirmed on the car for next season. But yeah, I was like thinking through it, and at this time I was dreading those upgrades I bought. I was really hoping they'd go on the car. But yeah, we are going to take a new power unit completely, just so that we can yeah, just so everything is good and we don't have any reliability issues. But let's go into the race for the Japanese Grand Prix.
We're live today from the Mie Prefecture of Japan as we look forward to the Japanese Grand Prix. The 2015 race here was one of only 5 Grand Prix in history to feature no retirements at all. Although with the highly competitive field we have today, I don't expect we'll be repeating that stat anytime soon. A lap of this historic racetrack covers 3.6 miles, and it's the only time during the season that we race on a figure-of-8 racetrack. The drivers can expect some intense G-forces through the 18 corners on offer here as they experience some of the highest average apex speeds on the Formula One calendar. And keep an eye out for overtakes going into the final chicane. Anthony Davidson joins me here to talk about the recent changes to the driver lineup. Let's start by getting your take on Romain Grosjean. They've just moved to Alfa Romeo. How do you think they'll get on?
Well, I think this came as something of a surprise to most of us, but it could end up being a bit of a coup for the team. Getting a driver with experience higher up in the field might just be the boost they need, and I'm sure they'll be a big asset as the team continues to develop their car.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Lucas Faber and Hulkenberg, Ricciardo, Gasly, Magnussen and Sergio Perez, Raikkonen, Norris, Devon Butler and Verstappen. They've taken a grid penalty. Grosjean, Albon, George Russell and Carlos Sainz. Joker and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So here we are ahead of the Grand Prix that I am dreading quite a lot, to be honest. It's basically going to be a waste of 43 minutes there. but suggested strategy is a one-stop there. That's the personalised one from practice, so we're actually going to go with that one, just yeah, just so we can I don't know, do the one-stop, I guess. The tyre is going to be god-awful. Looking back at it, I should have gone with a two-stop, maybe. It would have been so much easier. We won't have to control the tyres, but we're going to underfield the car, because on this every single race we've been like finishing with extra, like 3 laps extra fuel, which I thought is ridiculous, because we haven't even been trying to fuel save half the time, so that's kind of annoying. So we're going to underfield the car. It's going to make us faster as well. It means we're not going to have to use rich mix as much, well, at all really. And yeah, we're actually going to start at P19 because Lance Stroll has got some penalties, but it's really going to overtake us on the start because our starts have gone awful on this game. So it's all good, even if he's behind us. But yeah, like I was saying, we have a new power unit as well. The fuel is such a weird thing on this game. I know everyone I know, like, they finish with so much extra fuel. Like Tim Murdoch, he underfuels his car by nearly 2 laps, and he's still like halfway through the race. He's nearly like got all the fuel back. That's how ridiculous it is. But as we line up on the grid ahead of the Japanese Grand Prix, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, as well as our teammate in front of us. Lights out and away we go for the Japanese Grand Prix. We've got a god-awful start there. Already been mugged by Stroll, who's had a really good start. Brilliant start, going cautious into turn 1. Stroll's going up around the outside of Carlos Sainz. We're just going to follow him behind him as we're going through Dayton 2 now. We're going to go up the inside of Stroll, squeezing him out massively, losing the back end on the exit. This is going to give him a run up to the hairpin, maybe not. We're actually going to dive bomb Carlos Sainz into the hairpin, and maybe our teammate, we tried it up, our teammate, but he has a better run, and we don't manage to get the position, and we don't manage, well, we don't manage to get the position start. There we go, I sped out finally, but going on to lap 2 down the start, finish straight. Sainz has gone past us, and now out of nowhere, Stroll has gone past us in that really fast Mercedes. We're going into turn 2, under the braking, we brake a little bit later, we'll lift off the brakes, and we get back up into P19. But on the run, down to 130R, we go side by side. Is he going to get the move done before we get to 130R? Yes, he is, and we're going to get one through 130R. Like, we're not going to go side by side. We're just going to go there through there cleanly. We're going very deep into the chicane, off the track, getting the move done. I'm not going to give the position back, just because there's no point. I just want to keep with Stroll as much as possible, because he's going to get past us, whatever, down this straight. We're going to defend the inside line, squeeze him up to the grass, squeeze as much as possible, and he's got a move done around our outside. But going into this turn 1 and 2, there's one of the Toro Rossos who've been binned into the gravel. Let's have a look. What happened to the Toro Rossos? He's trying to overtake Norris, I think this is. I think it's Butler. He's gone. He's lost his front wing as well, and he's being turned into. Norris is just like, look at this, slow motion. Norris is just turned into Butler, making Butler lose his front wing. His wheel's gone through his wheel as well. Just saying. And there we go. Butler is gone into the gravel, and he's down into P20. So we've gained an extra position for free. It's not for points, so it's not going to be like the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, but we've done it again. We've gained positions without doing anything. But going on to lap 4 now. Here comes Stroll, upper inside into turn 1. We try and hold it around the outside, but he squeezes us out wide like we did to him a couple of laps ago. So fair enough. Not around turn 1, but you get what I mean. Lap 8 though, our teammates now had the same thing that happened to Butler. It's happened to him. It's one of the McLarens again. I think it's Norris again. Norris, man, you gotta leave room. What are you doing, Norris? God, this is what happened to Norris. This is what happened. Norris turns him once again. Thankfully for Russell, he doesn't lose his front wing, unlike Butler. But he got spun out into the grass. So that's us up into P18 once again. Lap 9, we're gaining some positions over Weber and Daniel Ricciardo as we sweep round his outside into turn 1 and 2. Teammates in the pit on lap 9, so he's going to go for the 2-stop strategy. We're sticking for the 1-stop. And yeah, we're going to overtaken by Ricciardo, who's on fresher tyres. By the looks of it, he's going around our outside. Inside for that little king, but he's going to go round the outside for the hairpin. We're going to push him out wide, and we've kept P16 just for now. But this is let Weber go past Daniel Ricciardo, and Weber's going to have a look. Heading up the Spoon curve. By the Spoon. Ricciardo's managed to get past us, and now Weber's going around her outside. we squeeze him out, and we've managed to. Well, we've only lost 1 position from that move. But if we go down this long straight, will Weber have a look at us? More than likely, he's going to go to the outside, inside for 130 line up. We cut across abruptly, and we've held on to P17 just for now as we're going side to centre pits, and we're going up to P16. Easy peasy, another position done, but we still have to we're owning them positions just to stop just for now. As lap 12, we're in for our pit stop. Currently P17. Albon's gone a bit further. He's on the medium tyres. I don't think he stopped actually. No, he has stopped because I was not ahead of Albon. I can tell you that now. So I had of Stroll, Russell, and just Russell and Butler, who was the people I was ahead going into the pits, and we were before the pit stop phase, and that's who we come out behind in front. But Daniel Ricciardo is now out of the Grand Prix, who was fighting before we pitted. So easy. That's another position for us. It looks like it's an engine failure. There's smoke pouring out the back of that Renault, and yeah, well, definitely an engine failure. Otherwise, there wouldn't be smoke, would there? But there's another position for us, like I just said, and we are up to P17, and we've actually managed to catch Magnussen, who's actually had a problem for the last 4 or 5 laps. We've caught him on lap 24. We're going to go up it round the outside into the hairpin. He's been very squeezed us a lot there. Jesus Christ, Magnussen, cheers for that, you prick. But yeah, look at that. I'm 2.5 laps nearly over target, and I was a lap down starting this Grand Prix on fuel. That's so oh my god, that is ridiculous. But we're up into P16 on lap 24, and that's probably going to be the end of this Grand Prix. Yes, it is. Just behind us was Valtteri Bottas, who's now finished, and he's won the Japanese Grand Prix, so congratulations to him. He's won the Japanese Grand Prix, but we're going to come around the final corner for come home for a P15. A better result than I actually thought I was going to get. I didn't think I was going to get P15, but I'm happy I did. And I mean, I beat both my rivals, so that's the main thing about this Grand Prix, main positive.
Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. It wasn't the best weekend.
That's the race result. So I was letting Crofty talk over the podium position, sequence there. But yeah, George Russell come 19th. Basically last, he got lapped as well. Charles Leclerc actually DNF. I didn't actually include that. I don't think.
Solid, clean driving throughout the event.
I didn't even know he DNF, to be honest.
Mercedes continue to extend their lead, and with that we wrap up another weekend of motorsport.
He definitely DNF'd on the last lap.
Be sure to join us when we come back
because
with more Formula One.
Didn't get beaten by any other car, and if he didn't DNF on the last lap, he would have been last. If he DNF'd 3 laps before the end, he would have been last. But yeah, he obviously DNF'd on the last lap. But we've been jumped by Perez by 3 points going into Mexico, the Mexican's home Grand Prix, obviously. We're P6 still in the Constructors' Championship.
Let's have your thoughts.
Which is fantastic. But now Claire will speak to us. How do you think Lucas Weber will find their new team? I think they made a very good, wise decision. It's a kind of decision
through the field during the
that pays off. But you're cutting your way through the field during that race. Yeah, it's so easy when the car handles like this, and that's helped our chassis development. So yeah, that's pretty good. Claire only asked a couple of questions, which is that's welcomed, you know. I'm not complaining. We get the same amount of points as Russell, 1 point more than Albert, so we've gained on one of our rivals at least. I mean, I don't know how we didn't gain on our other one, but we get 489 resource points for that, 773 in total, so it should be a major upgrade safe for going into season 2, hopefully. That's probably what I'm going to spend it on.
Commiserations on that
and
result.
hopefully that's what
It's been a tough weekend.
that will be on
Looks like one of your
the card.
rivals
But
is
we
also
got another
being
transcript from
invited to a
Weber
historical event.
talking about us.
This could be a
We
good
didn't really
opportunity
we
to
just
play up
glossed
your
over it. We didn't really
rivalry
read
for the
it, to be
press and
honest.
expand your reputation.
It's just questions about me. But we've got 5 weekends, 4 after this, to adapt as many parts. But we're actually going to go with this drag aerodynamic upgrade, just because it is like quite an important one, and it's a major one, and drag's always helpful. Drag is what gets you the top speed, not engine power. The drag is what helps you out. But we've got 27 resource points now, and we've got 5/7 upgrades that need to be like protected. So that is a big thing. The chassis one, we don't like. Even if that fails, we're not going to buy it again because we don't need to just yet. Yeah. We don't need to buy it, but we're going to go into the Mexican Grand Prix just to see if those parts went on the car. And unfortunately,
Even
they
if you're
failed.
confident in your setup, these sessions are still useful for development data.
All the ones that were meant to go on the car for this Mexican Grand Prix have failed. Aerodynamics, which means we're going to spend even more resource points, and the chassis one. We're going to leave the chassis one for now, but the aerodynamics, man, why do you have to fail when we're trying to save resource points? Stupid, selfish. Aerodynamic parts. But after practice, we're going to get as many resource points as possible, get that definitely fixed for the next race, the USA Grand Prix, and then fix it again, well, permanently put it on the car. But yeah, that's just a bit of a hindrance for the rest of the season. But anyway, that's been the Japanese Grand Prix. Obviously it's gaming. Next up is Mexico instead of the USA, which is a bit of a change. But yeah, obviously it's gaming, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.